Welcome to Point of Two, where we share our point of view. My name's Caitlin Wazowski, and I'm Caucasian.
And I'm Annika Arla, and I'm Indian. Today we're going to be talking about different foods and meals we make in our different cultures.
Let's get into it.
So what do you normally do for breakfast?
Now for school, I either don't eat breakfast or I have like a granola bar on the way out. But I never actually sit down and eat because I don't have time really.
Oh yeah, me too. It's just grab and go, or I'll buy something here and eat during the first hour.
Yeah, I usually don't eat, but I also have 4th hour lunch, so that's not like so bad.
No, I get that.
Yeah, but sometimes I'm really hungry because I get home late and I'm like, man, I could really go for some food, and then I don't eat. So then I go to bed on an empty stomach, and then I go through like the first 3 hours on an empty stomach.
Oh my god.
But it's okay.
But yeah, I used to not eat breakfast until I started taking meds for my depression, and you have to take them with food. And so now I force myself to either eat a granola bar or something so that I don't get nauseous, because that happens a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But, you know, I get that. What about lunch, though? Do you normally eat the school lunch here?
Yeah, I eat lunch here, but I try to keep a balanced diet because, like, I don't know, but I think that we've been eating school lunches for like 13 years now.
Yeah.
So I'm so over everything.
Oh, yeah.
I don't like, the only hot lunches I actually enjoy are the mini corn dogs, the chicken nuggets, and the spicy chicken tenders. That's about it, though.
Yeah, no.
So every other day, I'm eating an Uncrustable. And then I always get like the milk, the juice, all of that. But yeah, that's kind of how I've been doing for the past 4 years.
No, I get that. I mean, when we went from elementary to middle, it was like, oh my god, there's so many options.
Oh, yeah.
You go middle to high school, and there's like, oh, there's a couple more options, yay. And then senior year comes along, and you're like, no. Get me like Mexican food or something. We're over this now.
Yeah, I know. Like, I was so excited when the sandwich line was a thing.
Oh my god,
because,
right?
like, Avanti's bread is so good.
I swear, I got it like every week. Like, me and my friends that I sat with freshman year, we'd have a designated day, but it was sandwich day, and we'd all get sandwiches that day.
Yeah.
Only once a week, but I could do it, and then now I'm like, ugh.
But did you used to get packed foods?
Oh, yeah.
As a kid, I used to.
I used to love, they still have them now, I just realized, but do you remember the pancakes they had for lunches in elementary school? They still have them for breakfast here. And I was like,
Yeah, the little Pillsbury ones.
Yeah, they're so cute.
Yeah, I don't remember that. I mean, I remember those. I don't remember really having them that often. They're like cinnamon, weren't they?
No, maple. I remember really liking them then. And now, I mean, I like them, but not as much. But I think that's just because I'm older.
Yeah.
And taste buds and everything. But yeah, normally I eat school lunch too. It's just easier to eat here than to get up early, pack my own lunch. And I mean, like, I would love to do that. But with my homework load and just, like, it's easier to eat at school.
Yeah.
And, like,
more convenient.
yeah, I just normally, you know, I was also, hey, lunch is like, I'm going to treat myself, you know?
Yeah.
But I'm starting to, like, really try to keep it low cost and, like, a balanced meal. Like, I like vegetables, which is not something you hear many teenagers say. So I would get the vegetables I like, but I didn't still eat them frequent enough. Like, I ate junk food more often than I'd say. And so, like, people would always tell me, and, like, some people would, like, always say during lunch, like, I don't know how you look the way you look. Like, you eat so much junk food. And I was like, oof, that one hurt.
Yeah.
And so ever since that, I've been trying to keep it more balanced, which, I mean, I'm thankful for because it's a good thing, but ouch. That's all I got.
Yeah, no, I like, see, I get the Uncrustable, and then I'll get a thing of chips, fries, or ice cream, depends on how I'm feeling, and that's usually it. Maybe a fruit snack if I'm feeling like it. But yeah, I try to keep it low cost, because there was a period of my life where I would spend like $6 every day. My mom used to yell at me. It was bad.
No. Yeah, totally. I get that. Like, I mean, I don't think we realize it because we're just like, oh, it's just 5 things.
Mm-hmm.
But then it just adds up once you get to the register. And it's like, it's an interesting process, I'd say.
Yeah.
But I don't. The Uncrustables, I used to hate them. I mean, I still have a great dislike for them because I don't love peanut butter. And I feel like there needs to be more jelly in them.
Oh, I'm the opposite.
Really?
There's way too much jelly in them.
No.
I hate jelly.
I think there needs to be more jelly. But, like, I don't hate them anymore. I will eat them if I have to. I'm there.
Yeah. Did you ever, in, like, elementary school have to get, like, packed lunch? I used to take packed, like my parents would make it. Oh, my God. I had that every day.
I remember elementary school, I'd actually check the menu.
Mm-hmm. So oh, my God, same. And then you would know if you wanted to buy it that day. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because there weren't other options.
Yeah. And, like, this one time I remember getting hot lunch, and I thought it was chicken, but it wasn't chicken. It was beef. And I was like, and that was, like, as soon as I took a bite, and I was like, spit it all out and ate the rest of my lunch, but left the little sandwich in the little middle of the tray. But it was like it depended on if I could eat it. I was like, oh, it's the chicken nugget day, or whatever lunch it was that you got, the egg omelet thing. I don't remember what lunch it was, but you got the little yellow omelet.
Oh my gosh, with the hash browns?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'd eat.
I know you're talking about. It was so little.
Right? It was so good. I loved it then. I don't know if I'd love it now.
I probably would hate it now, but it was so good. Yeah. It was like salty.
Yeah. That one, pancakes day, chicken nuggets day. They didn't get chicken tenders then. In middle school, when they added like the stuffed crust pizza, because like we had a taste test that one year, and I was like, oh my God, I'm getting hot lunch.
But nothing's better than square pizza.
I gotta agree with that one now. It's just, it brings back nostalgic memories. I'm like, oh my God, I was so tiny when I ate this.
I know, it like seemed so big, and now it's just like small. But yeah.
I don't know.
What did you used to get packed to like I'll give you mine.
Yeah.
My mom, wow, this is tragic. She'd make me like the same thing of just like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, but I had to have it cut in half. I could not eat it full. I had to eat it in halves. I also hated crust as a kid. I still actually hate crust, but she had to, that way I could bite it from the inside. Yeah. So she would make me a peanut butter jelly sandwich, like a little baggie of chips, and like some fruit snacks, and then like a piece of candy or something if you had some, and then like Kool-Aid jammers, because we didn't like we had Capri Suns, but Capri Suns were more expensive than Kool-Aid jammers. Really? So we got Kool-Aid jammers instead.
Yeah. I mean, I never had Kool-Aid jam. My first Kool-Aid jammer, actually, I had last year in journalism. That was my first one I've ever had. And I didn't even know how to open it. And I asked my friend how to open it, and she opened it for me, but it was like, Capri Suns and those little hug barrels.
Oh my God, those were everything.
Yeah, those.
Where you like stab the whole thing.
Yeah. And I feel like there was more Hick or High C. My bad. Those ones.
Those were the best. I will always stand by. The strawberry ones were the best. So the orange ones were the ones that we always got. I don't know why. I was like, those are gross, Mom.
I don't think they had the strawberry ones often, though.
No, they were so good.
You can get them. I kid you not. Sometimes when I'm at restaurants, I'm out here getting the strawberry HIZ, and I'm like, High C. And I'm like, nah, not pop.
You're so old now because you're like HIV, HIC.
I don't even know. I never knew how to say it. I honestly thought it was Hick.
It's High C.
Until right now. So, yeah. My mom would pack me... What would she pack me? I mean, normally, I definitely got chips, definitely got fruit snacks, and definitely got candy. That was... You couldn't...
Yeah, did you ever get vegetables and fruits? I didn't.
I don't remember, but I also, like, I'd get rice, but then I'd get chapatis sometimes, too, which are kind of like spicy pancakes, for the lack of another word. Everything I describe is a spicy pancake at this point. But that was, because you got, like, the main grains or whatever, what are carbs, whatever. That thing was either rice or chapati or something like that. And then the compliments were, like, the chips and, like, the fruit snacks. And I remember my mom used to cut an apple. This was only sometimes when she had the time to cut the apple. So it would she would cut the apple up and then down, and so she'd do that all the way around, so it's like 2 little crowns coming off, and I loved it because it was super cool and it looked super cool, and I'd bite like little triangles off, and then I'd eat the inside part. And so if she cut an apple like that and put it in stuff like that, was that. But I don't know, I think middle school is when I stopped taking home lunch.
Oh yeah, me too.
Yeah. And high school, I think maybe a couple times, but that's because my mom made, like, she'd have a food day at State Farm because they have those a lot.
Yeah.
And so she'd be like, oh, I made, like, paneer, or I made, like, lemon rice, which is your favorite, or, like, something. And so then I'll get home lunch just because she made it last night, and I was like, oh.
Yeah.
But yeah, mostly eating at school.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't remember having fruits and vegetables in my home lunch.
I remember ever having that.
I promise I eat more fruits and vegetables now than I did when I was younger.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, I don't know. I think my family was never one of those like health families ever. They kind of didn't
like
care.
I understand being healthy, but I don't think most of us are to the level where it's like we can only eat organic food, we can only eat fruits and vegetables, we can't have outside. You know, we're not like that strict, I guess, about it.
Yeah.
It's just, I always have been like, I used to love sweets when I was younger. I mean, I know if you eat sweets, you get fat, but I still loved them. And it was like, I was always like, you know what? I live once in my life. I'm going to enjoy it. So I'd eat that sweet. And so now I'm more of like, I'll enjoy it, but I also don't want to end up in the hospital. So like, because my mom has diabetes now. She just like crossed that little line. And so it's like, now I'm a lot more conscious of what I'm putting in my body because it does matter now. Or it matters then too, but I just care more now.
Yeah. I don't know. I've always been really, really small. I mean, I never heard, like, you know how, like, when you're in junior high, lots of kids have, like, a fat stage or an ugly stage. Like, I, like, was genuinely just always tiny. Like, I never went through that until, like, now where I'm, like, not anorexic. Or, like, I used to be, like, so tiny. It was so bad.
You know,
but it wasn't my fault. It was just my metabolism. I weighed like 70 pounds until like 7th grade. So yeah, but
no, I totally get that. I also remember the kids in middle school that had like, I was one of them, had a growth spurt. So like everybody else would be super tiny and I was just super tall. And now everybody's same height and I'm like, dang it, I miss being tall.
Yeah, I never had that.
And then you see those kids that are like super tall and I'm like, am I really this short?
Yeah, my growth spurt was in 7th to 8th grade. And I went
5th grade, man.
Really? I went from being 4'9" to being 5'1". I was very small. Now I'm done growing. I'm 5'2" now, but yeah.
You know, I get that. I don't know. I change between 5'2", 5'2.5", 5'3", and yeah, I don't know. Maybe I shrink sometimes at this point. Who knows, man? Normally for like dinner
when I'm home, or let's just take it back to when I
like actually eat breakfast or like before.
Let's go like back to like when I no.
Because I was like, we didn't talk about breakfast when we have time to eat either.
Oh, yeah, let's do that. We'll do that real quick. So breakfast when we have time to eat. I will make like maybe eggs and bacon for myself, or pancakes. I'm really good at making pancakes.
Do you like make them from scratch or do you use like
both? Depends on how I'm feeling. And then, or like a smoothie maybe if I'm feeling adventurous, and some coffee. Like, I mean, obviously not all of that at once, but, like, the variety. But sometimes, like, on weekends, even now, my stepdad will make breakfast pizza, and he'll make pancakes and bacon, eggs, sausage, like, all that stuff. So, pretty good. We have donuts sometimes, too. Ooh. Depends.
Oh, my God. I miss those. When I was younger, my dad used to go, like, early 6 o'clock to State Farm for, like, the meetings they had sometimes. And they'd have donuts during the meetings. And if there was any extra, I think he was the only guy on the team that had like 2 young kids because I was pretty young then. And so he'd always bring donuts home. So I was like, yes, Daddy's going to work to bring me donuts. You know, it was one of those days. But I mean, if we have time, normally breakfast, my mom will make dosa, which is, again, I a bland pancake because you dip it in something
Everything
else.
a pancake.
There's just not another word because I could tell you like how it's composed of like flour and like water and cumin seeds. Mm-hmm. Like I could tell you that part, but it doesn't make sense as much of if I said pancake. Like it just looks like a pancake.
Okay.
But normally it's dosas. That's my favorite. It's very basic, but it's my favorite kind of breakfast. My sister loves idlis, which are like little sponge cakes in a circle. And it's those normally are like upma, which is it's some sort of like grains. It's like little seeds, but they're not seeds. They're like sugar. Like that's the size of them. I just don't know what they're called in English.
Okay.
But it's that, and you put it in water, and you put like all the spices, and you put like the vegetables, and it takes in the water. It's like pasta, but very, 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 very small pasta.
Okay.
And so that's the most common breakfast we have, unless I came home and I'm like from some class and I'm feeling adventurous, and I'm like, ooh, we're having a bagel sandwich today. And so in that case, I'll be in the kitchen making that little omelet, making the bagels, putting the spinach and everything. And my mom would be like, me too. And my dad would be like, me too. And my sister's sleeping, so she's not there. But I think, yeah, that's mostly our breakfast, unless it's like a day when I have school, then it's cereal, because my mom's not going to come downstairs because she's still getting ready, but it just depends. But yeah, that's what we do for breakfast normally.
All right, so we did breakfast for school, breakfast when we're home, lunch, and then we have time for dinner. So like I said, like I don't really get to eat dinner with my family, maybe like once a week. So I'll give you some of my favorite meals that we make. Mm-hmm. So we make bean white. We have like not a set thing that we make every single night. Like we don't have a cultured food. Like the only cultured food that we eat is Polish sausage and pierogies with like red cabbage or sauerkraut. Like that's what we eat, but not that often.
Okay.
But that's the only like cultural food that pertains to actually our family that we eat. But we eat like a variety of all the other types of cuisine. Like we love Mexican food.
Oh my god, same.
But we don't actually make it that much. I think we make more like Chinese food than Mexican food. We make like chicken and dumplings.
What is in dumplings?
It's just like biscuits, but like soaked in like
so there's nothing in them.
No, they're just like wet bread. And then he makes like homemade pizza sometimes. Like sometimes we make boxed food if we don't have time. Sometimes we make things from scratch, especially Jeff. Like he likes to cook a lot, and my mom is always tired, so he likes to do that for her and for us, so that's really good. But yeah, it's nothing crazy, but it's really good. And like he still like tries new things, and they usually all work out. They're always pretty good, but there's been a couple times where it just didn't work, but it's fine. My favorite thing he cooks is wings. Like he gets wings from the store and he like deep fries them in the backyard, and then he makes his own sauce. It's like so good.
That sounds so good. I'm craving wings now.
Yeah, they're really good. What do you eat for dinner?
I mean, yeah, definitely for dinner, most of the time it's the same thing, which is it's rice and it's some sort of curry. As basic as that sounds, it's just it's like the spices and it's like the garnishing thing, and it's that curry and the rice, and that's normally it. But that's like, I guess, the generic version. But sometimes it'll be like, oh, we're gonna make pizza, and so we'll have like the frozen pizzas from Aldi or something, make those, or we'll make I like to experiment, and so I love being in the kitchen, to be honest. And so sometimes we found these veggie burgers in Aldi that we really like as a family. We'll make the burgers, and then we'll make the salad that I figured out how to do. And so it'll be like the salad, the burgers, and I guess in a way it's more of an American meal in that sense, because it's not culturally Indian food. We'll go out to eat.
Do you eat mostly Indian food?
Mostly, yeah, I'd say so. I mean, unless I'm eating out or something. Like, my parents, even if they're going out to eat, they'll go to an Indian restaurant, which my sister and I think defeats the purpose of eating out. I mean, there's definitely, like, we don't make paneer at our house, or we don't make garlic naan. So it's nice to go outside and eat that stuff. But when you're eating the chicken biryani again for, like, the 5th time in a row after eating it at home, I just, my sister and I don't understand that. We're like, if we're not eating at home, we should be eating, like, you know, Mexican food, or, like, Chinese food, or, like, a burger, like, an actual burger, that chicken burger that's from outside, you know. And so it's interesting that they just go to Indian food, which I understand is also their comfort level, which I get that. It's just sometimes me and my sister find it really funny that it's like that. But yeah, I'd say we mainly eat Indian food. You know, you get the exceptions of, like, on Wednesdays, it's usually omelet day. I don't know when we adopted that. It just always, when you were younger, we'd have omelets on Wednesdays.
Okay.
And so we make the omelets, which is basically, you know, the same way I'd say you'd make an omelet, just we probably add a little more pepper and a little more paprika and a little bit more salt, if I'm honest. Because, I mean, I have to have things seasoned. Like, nowadays, I can't. Like, I've gotten so used to it. Like, I like the potatoes at school because there's some sort of seasoning in there. It's not just potatoes. But if you just gave me a potato, it has to be seasoned. Or there's got to be some sort of flavor to it.
Yeah.
And so it's got to be strong seasoning and pretty spicy too, or else we can't. But that's the normal dinner, you know. Sometimes we'll have the chapatis as an exclusion, or like an egg and chapati omelet roll. It just depends on the day, but mostly it's rice and that different curries that we eat. But yeah.
Yeah, actually, the only thing I think you might, I don't know if you know about this, you probably do. Everyone knows about this, but like my mom and I have like we like Indian food a lot, actually, surprisingly. Like, I'm a very, very picky eater. And so like the fact that I like stuff with like all like the vegetables and all like the spice and sauce. I am a very big texture person, so like sauces usually gross me out, but I actually really enjoy Indian food. So well, we like the restaurant
Signature India, Aroma. Oh, Prawn.
Yeah, Piran.
Yes.
That's our favorite.
Yeah, that used to be the restaurant we'd always go to because the desserts. Have you ever had the kulfi?
No, I've only had like the mango ice cream thing or whatever.
Okay.
It's so good.
The kulfi is basically vanilla ice cream, I'd say, but they like put like a little drizzle of chocolate and a cherry on it, and it makes me so happy because it's so aesthetically pleasing. And like my mom's friend, so like our family friend's daughter's friend, dad, used to own that restaurant. So we'd like, that used to be our place to eat normally, but I don't know. Now, if my parents eat Indian food, we go to Aroma, but that's also because it's the closest one to our house.
Yeah. Yeah, I love Piran. I haven't been there in a long time, but I do love it. Especially, this is weird. I hate buffets, but I like their buffet. They have like, well, I like of course, like the naan bread, and then we like tiki masala a lot. We actually make that at home sometimes.
Oh my god.
Which is so good. Cool. I don't know what it's called, but like the chicken breasts that are like red.
Those are tandoori chicken.
They're so
or
good.
Chicken 65, depending on.
It's good. It's plain, but it's good.
I mean, no, I like it too. I just, for some reason, I eat so much. Maybe I don't even eat that much, but like whenever I eat chicken, I normally eat it in a different style than Indian chicken, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because I eat it so often, like every weekend, there'll be some sort of meat we have at our house, chicken, fish, whatever. It's normally chicken, and so I get tired of eating chicken all the time. But then, like, you offer me a mac chicken, I'm like, oh yeah, I want that. Because it's like, it's a different kind of...
and it's like, yeah, I get that. Like, it's a different texture. First of all, texture is a huge thing. Like, it may taste chicken to chicken, but like, texture adds a whole new thing.
And like, how it's made, too, is different. And there's no, like, the spicy stuff. It's just a mac chicken. So it's just, I tend to not eat the chicken at home often. And I'll eat the rice and give the chicken.
Oh yeah, all of our chicken, well, most of our meals are probably chicken based with like rice or noodles. Like, I don't know, my family. But yeah, our chicken breasts, they're all frozen chicken. Usually, sometimes if we feel fancy, we'll go to the store and get like fresh ones or whatever. But we usually freeze them and then defrost them.
Okay,
and then it's the same chicken every time. Just like maybe with some sauces and spices on them every once in a while.
Like, how do you generally cook your chicken then?
We do it over like on the frying, like on a frying pan, and usually saute it. But I mean, you could we can bake it if we make like chicken parmesan. You know, you gotta bake it. Yeah, chicken parmesan is so good.
Their eggplant parmesan too. It's just I want Olive Garden now. Oh
my god, the breadsticks. Okay, sorry, off track. No, but yeah, it's pretty generic, but yeah.
You know, I get that. I feel like my parents fit in, or not my parents, just like my family fits into the whole like stereotypical Indian meal thing. But at the same time, I don't know what else you'd eat.
Yeah, I know, it's weird, right?
Because like
I eat everything though. Like that's the thing. Like I don't like, because like that's so weird to me that you go home and you expect like something of that sort. Where like I go home and I'm like, what's for dinner? And they're like, oh, today's gonna be chicken fried rice and tomorrow's gonna be pizza. And then this, it's weird.
I get that stuff. I guess I've heard stories that my mom's told me, like when they first moved here. I don't think my mom had pizza until like I was born. I don't think she'd ever, and I don't think she's ever had a burger until I was born. So like for a while, the first couple years that they were here, it was rice and curry for real all the time. And so I think it all goes back to the, oh my god, I love samosas. We make the tiny ones at home. There's like, if you go to Namaste, you'll get the little tiny frozen packets and we make them at home. Only for special occasions, but like...
Yeah, those are super good.
I'm sure my mom knows how to make naan. It's just, it takes a while. And we don't...
Most breads take a while.
Yeah, and like we don't have all of that equipment. Same with paneer. It's like, oh, it's a party, so we're going to have naan and paneer. But nobody makes the naan. They order it out. It's just easier convenience-wise. And so there's like some foods where it's like, I wish we could have chicken 65. But like only some people know how to make it. And my mom, she has a little book that she writes like recipes in, but like most of the curries are like the same thing.
Yeah.
You put the oil in, you put like the little seeds, and like then you put the vegetables in, then you put the seasoning in. But like some of that fancy stuff, like we have pickles, which they're basically, I kid you not, a bunch of paprika, a bunch of salt, maybe a little bit of flour or something, you know, and it's that, oil, and like say it's mango pickle, then it's the mangoes. But they're not ripe mangoes. They're like, they are not ripe mangoes. And so like if it's lemon, then it's the lemon. You know, it just depends on what vegetable it is. And they let that sit for a while, like a couple days. Yeah. And that's the pickle. And like if you eat that with this plain dal and some ghee, girl, I just want food now.
I know, I'm hungry.
But yeah.
So, with your dietary restrictions, like, what are places that you like to eat and, like, are able to eat at?
So, with my dietary restrictions, I can basically eat anywhere, but, like, the meat houses that are, like, it's, like, basically, it's only steak. That's where I wouldn't be able to eat, because I eat chicken and fish and shrimp and some other seafood. It kind of just depends. But, like, my mom, for example, she does this thing where, like, a couple months she'll, like, not eat meat. And it's kind of like Lent, but it's basically Lent just for different reasons. Okay. And so, I said that wrong, didn't I?
No, you're right.
Okay. And so, during that, my mom will, like, basically order veggie stuff. So, we probably eat a lot of Mexican food, like, number one. And I mean Indian food at home, but like Mexican outside. So like El Toro was one of my favorite restaurants.
Yeah, they closed.
It was so sad. I think we have to go back to Fiesta or like Hacienda, I think
Hacienda Leon.
Yeah, that like any Mexican restaurant, you know, at this point. I really like Moe's too. Moe's is awesome. You know, Taco Bell, McDonald's, like any generic place as long as the meat that I'm eating is chicken. Most of the time it's chicken. So, yeah. What about you? I mean, you don't necessarily have dietary restrictions, but...
No, well, I actually don't have dietary restrictions. Like, I'm fine eating anything, but I find that, like, red meat really upsets my stomach a lot more than white meat. So, like, I don't like to eat red meat as much as I can. Obviously, I do sometimes, but, like, I'm aware, like, of, like, the consequences, but, I mean, I don't know. I am a fiend for Mexican food. Like, I will eat Mexican food every day. And it's so so cheap and affordable, so that's always nice. So I found myself going to La Bamba a lot because it's easy and like not a sit down place really. I mean, you can if you want, but Panda Express is nice.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm always on the go, so I don't really get to sit down and eat dinner, but like
Whatever is easiest to get.
but like those are some places like, I mean, I work at Taco Bell, so Taco Bell's fine every once in a while, but it's not something I want to eat every single day anymore like how I used to. I don't know. I think that like La Bamba and Moe's, those types of places
I've
are
never
easy.
been to La Bamba. I really want to.
It's amazing.
It sounds so good.
It's so, I think it's pretty authentic because it's not crazy flavored. It just is good food and it's pretty cheap. They have the best horchata on the market and that's hands down. But yeah, I don't know. I like really anything. I'm not really picky. I'm a picky eater, but like I'm not picky with like the types of food.
Yeah, no,
So.
I get that. Yeah, I'm not either. I love to try a lot of things, and like I guess one of the biggest things, like when I was younger, cheese. I can eat cheese, but I have to like do it in moderation.
Yeah.
Cause like my stomach gets upset if I eat too much cheese, or if I like randomly eat like a different kind of food that I haven't had in a while, or anything like that. And so when I was younger, I really did not like cheese. Like my mom would pack me cheese sticks.
That's so funny because I used to love cheese when I was a kid and now I hate cheese.
Oh my god, no. I'm switching to like I like cheese now and I'm like trying to eat more of it, but also not make myself sick.
I don't know how to explain this, but I only like cheese if it's warm. And like the only cheese product I like by itself is like queso.
Yeah.
And then I like cheese like on my quesadillas, on my burgers, on my tacos, but like never give me cold cheese.
Yeah, no, cheese sticks they're out, man.
Yeah, that's the old days.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I think lots of food is really good.
Yeah, I just Mexican food.
Mexican food is the best.
It tops
But also all
everything.
kind of breadsticks.
Just food, man.
Food
like
is so
I mean,
good.
yeah. But do you cook a lot at home?
Well, I don't. I took a culinary class at school, which is fun. And I've actually grown up cooking because my grandma is really good at cooking, but I don't have any time. I should like try and meal prep because it's better for you than spending money. It's cheaper. It is more efficient, but like that takes so much time and effort. And I don't know if this is just a me thing, but like when I'm like doing a lot of like work, whether it's like actual work where you're sweating a lot or like dancing where you're also sweating a lot, I crave junk food. So like I want McDonald's.
I guess I kind of get that.
Yeah. So I'm like, yeah, this grilled chicken breast looks nice, but like I'm really wanting a burger.
I feel that. The funniest thing is, like, I don't necessarily, like, I mean, there'll be times where I've eaten out so much that I'm like, I just want to go home and eat rice. Like, I'll have that, but most of the time it's like, oh, I'm eating rice every day, so I just, Taco Bell sounds real good, or like McDonald's, or like just not the normal.
Yeah, I think it's also because like that's how school is too.
Yeah.
Like, the food that we eat, like we said earlier, we've been eating it for so long, and it's so boring at this point that like even like the fries with like the seasoning stuff on it.
Like it's not
boring.
anymore.
Yeah.
Like it was super exciting in the beginning, and I was like, oh my god, we get fries.
Yeah.
Now I just don't really care.
Yeah, no, I don't either. I just really love some Panda Express. Like right now, that's my thing. Like their spring rolls are so good.
Dude, orange chicken and the noodles.
Yes. Panda Express is so good.
And my parents and my sister don't like Panda Express that much. So if I ever get food, it's only me. But then they'll come and eat some of it, and I'm like, you should have gotten your own plate.
Yes.
But it's just, but like, I really like cooking. Like, I would love to meal prep. I just don't have the time for it right now.
I definitely don't. But I think once I graduate, I will.
Like college, we're gonna.
Oh, ramen noodles every day.
Honestly.
But I'm gonna do like the fancy ones with like eggs and stuff.
See, the weirdest thing is I don't like ramen.
I love ramen.
I know everybody looks at me weird and I'm like, I'm not a fan of ramen. I just, like, we have ramen in Indian. It's called Maggi. It's just, I think it's because of the seasoning that I don't like it. I think that's the only reason. Because everything else is the same. They're just noodles and water. So, I don't know. I'll see if I like it in the future, but I love cooking and I would like to get into meal prepping. but also not the same thing every week. You got to change it up or else I can't eat it. Like, I cannot. 2 days is max I can do with the same food.
Yeah.
I gotta switch it around.
Let's talk about our favorite, like, special, like, dessert treats, stuff like that, really quick.
Earlier you mentioned you really like prawn. Love kulfi. That is like my number one. That sweet, that's like my favorite ice cream sweet. And then kova, which is like a milk sweet. Ever since I was younger, that's heaven, man. I can't, there's nothing else that compares to it, but those are definitely my favorite, like, special occasion sweet treat stuff.
Yeah.
What about you?
Well, I go through phases with my sweets. I'm obsessed with ice cream, but also it's been, like, hurting my stomach recently, so I don't know. But I like Cold Stone, but it's really expensive.
Oh my god.
But also Overweight has really good shakes. And then my stepdad makes his own creme brulee and, like, apple crisps, and
That
they're
sounds
so
so
good.
good.
And it's just, I feel so fat when I eat them. They're so good, but I just want more.
I get that.
But yeah, I'm not a very big chocolate fan. Like, I hate chocolate ice cream. I don't like chocolate cake.
Can't be friends. I
don't like any chocolate unless it has, like, peanuts in it or caramel. But it has to be, like, expensive chocolate. That's why I don't really, you know.
I love chocolate in all form, every form.
Yeah, I don't like chocolate very much. I'm a very much so, like, vanilla caramel person. Like, that's just how I like everything. But, yeah, I don't know. And then, like, snacks, I really like Takis, Hot Cheetos, Nutella. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I forgot about Nutella. I used to love spicy Cheetos and everything, but I ate them so much.
Oh, I know. I'm in the same boat, kind of. I went through a phase in 8th grade where I had a bag of Takis and Cheetos in my backpack for, like, 3 weeks straight. And, like, I would go through a bag a week. And, like, since, like, I think from, like, sophomore to junior year, I didn't have, like, one hot Cheeto because I was so tired of it.
Yeah. I totally get it. I mean, and ironically, we have, like, the Indian version of hot Cheetos. Again, it basically different spices. Mm-hmm. And there's, like, the sweeter version, which is, like, nutty tomato. That's what it's called. And, like, the spicier version of that is masala munch. And there's, like, chips in the same way. But I think my favorite special occasion food that you, like, make very rarely, it's called, well, in Telugu I call it garalu, but in Hindi it's called vada, and it's like spicy donuts basically. They're donuts but with spices in them, and you cook them in oil.
Donuts are good. Sorry.
And I just they're my life. That's all. That and lemon rice, bruh, and pickles. I love pickles, but, like, those
gross.
3 things. Okay, but, like, pickles as in the Indian version and the American version, but, like,
I hate pickles. Yeah, I think it's really cool learning about the different types of foods that we enjoy as different cultures, because, like, we do share lots of interests. Mm-hmm. Like, we love Mexican food, we love sweets, we love this, but even, like, I love Indian food. But
like, at the same time, we have so many different things in each culture, but we also have, like, a similar bubble too. It's really interesting to see that.
Yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Point of Two, where we share a point of view, and I hope to see you guys in the next one.